Welcome to India, home of the lassi. If you want to see some blood sugar blasting yogurt beverages, you've come to the right place. So I was cruising and perusing around downtown Varanasi when I suddenly felt my blood sugar levels dropping. Now, the late great Mahatma Gandhi said to be the change you want to see in the world, and I couldn't agree more. I didn't want to just spike my blood sugar right now. Somehow, some way, I wanted to spike the whole damn world's blood sugar. So I sprinted on over to the famous Blue Lassi shop to get myself a sweet, digestive treat. And the first thing I noticed about this place is they had a dog, which I thought was a pretty good sign. I mean, Varanasi's got tons of lassi shops all over the place, but this is the first one I've seen with a dog. So I decided I definitely should be getting my lassi here. Can you actually blame me? Now, they got damn near 100 different kinds of lassis here, but I figured I'd cut through the BS and go with the classic. I decided to go with that mango lassi, baby. So the lassi maestro scooped up some yogurt, fresh mango pulp, milk, ice, and even a little sugar. Then he slammed it all into a lassi vessel and started furiously jamming it with a pestle. Man, oh man, he was spinning that thing like a wild man possessed, and before I knew it, he was pouring it out. Now, I thought that lassi was finished at that point, but apparently I was wrong. Apparently I was dead wrong. Next up, the maestro put some malai on top, which is basically like the skin of yogurt. Then he tossed some more fresh mango onto the mix. Then he chucked a handful of chopped pistachios on top, and even shot off a few drops of saffron oil onto that bad boy. And wow, just wow, I sure as hell ain't ever seen a mango lassi like that before. Especially considering the fact that that thing is served up in a clay pot. I saw people eating and drinking all kinds of stuff out of clay pots in Varanasi, and I asked the maestro about it. He said people in the city prefer it because it adds an earthy taste to their food and drink. It's pretty buck wild. Anyway, I scooped up some malai complete with mango pulp and took myself a bite, and holy Hanuman. What in the wide world of sports is going on around here? That was one creamy as hell and fruity to the max bite. Damn boy, the mango lassis I've had outside of India have been like glorified mango smoothies, but this mofo's got that top quality Indian yogurt in there, so it's creamy and thick beyond belief. Plus, this is currently mango season in India, so those mangoes are tasting tangy and tropical, if I do say so myself. Add to that saffron oil, which has a subtle, exotic, almost honey-like flavor. And then of course you got that pistachio nut action, and I think it's safe to say this right here is most definitely the best lassi I've ever had. Oh, it's a life-changing lassi, don't you worry about that, baby. Now, when something is this delish and swadished, it's kinda hard to classify it, and it's kinda hard to quantify it. But if I had to assign a number, I think I'd give it a 5 out of 5 Mahatma Gandhis. I mean, this mango lassi was so good that it actually changed my life, presumably for the better. And it's not every day you taste a lassi that good, so I figured I'd best be getting myself another lassi. This time I went for the coconut papaya lassi because it sounded like a pretty good flavor combo. So after mashing up some yogurt and papaya action, that maestro put some coconut shavings on the top and added even more papaya. He also gave the same pistachio and saffron treatment just like the mango lassi got. So here's the finished product, and how do you think it's looking, sweetie buns? Because personally, I think it's looking swadished as fuck. I mean, look at that lassi, don't you just want to eat/drink that bad boy? So I was trying to section myself off a scoop, but it was kinda hard because all those toppings were fused into one buck wild layer. But eventually I made headway, took myself a bite, and whoa, baby. Even though I know I'm in the city right now, for a second there I thought I was deep inside a tropical jungle. We got some fresh papaya flavors blasting off all up in my mouth, and then we got that dry coconut. That coconut's making an impossibly thick lassi even thicker, and overall, I'm loving it to bits. So all that considered, I most definitely must give this lassi a 5 out of 5 Mahatma Gandhis. That sweet, sweet papaya and that rich coconut inspired me to become a better man, one diabetic sip at a time. Now, seeing as how these lassis don't have that much sugar in them, I figured I could get away with having one more lassi. I mean, after all, my blood sugar was spiked, but it wasn't jacked up to the fucking max like I had intended. In other words, I ordered myself a saffron and pomegranate lassi. Now, aside from being infused with a whole lot more saffron oil compared to the previous lassis, this lassi just so happens to have some pomegranate on top. I guess you could probably see that for yourself, but I wanted to tell you anyway. What can I say? I'm a nice guy like that. So I got some malai and pomegranate on deck, then I took myself a bite, and whoa. That malai was tasting creamy as hell, and each time one of my teeth punctured a pomegranate seed, a huge-ass flavor burst just exploded inside my mouth. Truth be told, for those first initial bites, I couldn't really taste that saffron. I mean, that saffron is pretty subtle as it is, but when you got those pomegranate flavor bursts going down, it's damn near impossible to taste that saffron. That said, when I made my way through most of those pomegranate seeds, I could taste that saffron more and more. And as crazy as it may sound, I actually must give this lassi a 5 out of 5 Mahatma Gandhis as well. This place is fucking insane. I didn't even intend on getting this many lassis, but I feel like I need to get one more. These damn lassis are taking over my life. So this time I got the pineapple banana lassi, and personally, I think it's looking pretty swadished. And man, oh man, that lassi is slam full to the brim and it's actually overflowing right now. It's pretty damn intense, and I'm starting to wonder if I went one lassi too far over here. Nevertheless, I figured I'd man up and start eating that lassi. Oh, I'm sorry, I just said man up, and I think that's a bit offensive. I think I meant to say person up. Even though my stomach was kinda full, I started personing up in a big fucking way. Now, the sugar content in one lassi isn't that high, but the cumulative effect of all those lassis was taking its toll, baby. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I mean that in a good way, a real good way. That said, I think I'm gonna have to give this lassi a 4 out of 5 Mahatma Gandhis. Maybe it's because I'm on my 4th lassi and my standards are pretty high now. But one problem I had with that mashed up pineapple is it actually doesn't really taste that good mashed up. I think pineapple tastes way better intact, but hey, what do I know? Nevertheless, decent lassi right there. Now, I definitely had enough lassis for one day, but something about having only 4 lassis just seems wrong. If you're gonna go to 4, you might as well go to 5, that's what I always say, so I decided to get myself one more lassi, just one more. I decided to go out with a bang, so I got myself the all Fruits Lassi. That thing's got apple, orange, pear, banana, papaya, pineapple. What else does it have? Mango, pomegranate, and coconut? It's even topped off with some cocoa, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, with all those fruits, why add cocoa? It doesn't really go with the theme, but hey, I'm getting a tad off track here. I started taking some initial bites, and they were tasting pretty damn good and fruity beyond belief, but they were pretty hard to get. I had to scoop that fruit really timid and cautious-like, and I perpetually felt like I was about to knock the whole damn thing off. And overall, it was tasting good, but whoa, I had some problems going on. I had a damn monkey bothering my ass. That fucking monkey kept trying to take my lassi, so I had to relocate to somewhere else in the shop. Mind you, he wasn't bothering any of the other customers, so I think he probably was a racist, but hey, I digress. Racist monkeys aside, this all fruits lassi was tasting pretty good, although I felt like it was more like a fruit salad on steroids. So with all that considered, I think I'm gonna have to rate this a 4 out of 5 Mahatma Gandhis. I mean, it was most definitely swadished, I just felt like it was getting a tad off track from the whole concept of a lassi. Nevertheless, decent lassi right there. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see even more buck wild Indian food tour videos, then you best be checking out my previous ones. I got a Goan food tour and a Mumbai street food tour, just to name a few, and I got those links in the description box. And as always, thanks for watching this video. Why don't you leave a comment, let me know what you think.